trying to record where there's no sun in either of our, or there ain't no sun in my eyes. I'm trying to record where there ain't no sun in your eyes. Anyway, my first cousin's on Facebook, and she's talking about this new milk they got out, flavored milk, but it's got an ingredient, and she looked it up, and the FDA considers it safe, but she's still afraid to feed it to her 3-year-old. And I wrote back to her, I says, do you consume plain sugar? Do you ever look that up? FDA, our dear federal government, considers sugar safe if used in moderation. I got news for most of my viewers. I'm probably older than most of you watching. I've been consuming sugar long before you guys was even born. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck here at all, but I'm still here. You know, in the 1800s, our dear old pioneers would have died. They would have killed. They would have killed for our chemicals today. Why? Because a majority of them is called preservatives. Oh, they're not good for you. There's nothing better than a vegetable fresh out of a garden. We all know that. But we better be thankful we got chemicals. That's the only reason why we can buy candy off the shelf. You know, the pioneers didn't have that. The pioneers in the 1800s, they didn't have chemicals like we got today. A lot of them went hungry, a lot of them starved. They couldn't store, they had no chemicals to keep the bugs out of their food. They went hungry. They died from diseases. The chemicals today at least keeps out of the way. They're not good for you, but it might take 30 years to hurt you. But, you know, if I had a 3-year-old, I would have to trust our dear federal government to keeping it safe. You have to. Sometimes, you know, it's just the way we live. No, you ever look at a bag of chips, all the ingredients in it? No, it's not good for you. But it keeps you from getting poisoned, food poisoning. Yeah, they might poison you in the long run 20 or 30 years from now. I'm not talking about 20 years. I don't care about 20 or 30 years from now. I care about within 2 hours. If it wasn't for a lot of those ingredients, people, we'd get food poisoning. And our federal government is trying to come up with the best technology to keep us from getting food poisoning. Yeah, they got to add those chemicals because of disease and so forth. You know, they got to keep the food fresh. We just got to trust the government, what I'm trying to say. I'm forced to. I hope the government knows what they're doing, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. A lot of people, I think, does. A lot of people won't feed their kids that. You know, if you want to live from a garden every day of the year, it's fine. But build you a greenhouse is fine. And, you know, I agree with you, chemicals are not safe. But they got to be in our food to preserve it. And we better thank God they got them, because if we lived in the 1800s, we'd be out of luck. Does it worry me eating those ingredients? Like a bag of chips, got 1 million ingredients. No, I don't lose no sleep over it. Well, I know it ain't good for me. Probably hurt me 25 or 30 years down the road. I know it will. But big deal. I ain't living for 25, 30 years down the road. I'm living for today and tomorrow, and hopefully next week. I'm going to Kings Island Monday. No, I don't lose no sleep over those ingredients. I could care less. If that's the only thing, if those ingredients on a bag of chips or whatever the ingredients label is on any kind of food I'm eating, if that's the only thing I had to worry about, I'd be the happiest man on this earth. Again, don't get mad at me. I agree with you. Chemicals are not good for us. But we got to have them, people. You know, for flavor, whatever it is, we got to have them. I hate to say it that way, but I think what it is, the FDA's forced because they ain't got no other alternative. The technology is as good as it gets.